Alright, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start by giving infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harachak. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders, great millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last seconds of time. Shalom, shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah. Alright? And this lesson is going to be entitled, Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, in parentheses, Juneteenth. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, in parentheses, Juneteenth. Alright? And I just want to start off really quick with this article going into this holiday, Juneteenth, and a little bit of its origin. And I want to filter it through the scriptures, and Lord willing, this message be edifying in the name of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Harachak. Alright? This article is from NPR.org. It's entitled, Slavery Didn't End on Juneteenth. What you should know about this important day. Alright? And it goes into it, and I'm going to read into it. Alright? It says, it goes by many names. This picture up here, the caption says, Emancipation Day is celebrated in 1905 in Richmond, Virginia, the one-time capital of the Confederacy. And it says, it goes by many names, whether you call it Emancipation Day, Freedom Day, or the country's second Independence Day. Juneteenth is one of the most important anniversaries in our nation's history, right? And ultimately, that day, which in this nation's history so-called marked the day of, slaves being given their freedom, which ultimately was no freedom at all, The society was basically translated into corporate slavery, So when those shackles came off, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes were made debt slaves or corporate slaves, man, to the system, to this economy, to this image, man. Alright? So it says, on June 19, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger, who had fought for the Union, led a force of soldiers to Galveston, Texas, to deliver a very important message. The war was finally over. The Union had won, and it now had the manpower to enforce the end of slavery. It says the announcement came 2 months after the effective conclusion of the Civil War, and even longer since President Abraham Lincoln had first signed the Emancipation Proclamation, but many enslaved black people in Texas still weren't free even after that day. You see, so the illusion to the people is that these things ultimately are signed into legislation. You go into that word legislation in the etymology, that word leg, basically meaning to lie or lie in wait, craftiness, lie in wait for what? To throw you into a snare, to throw you into a trap, man. So although they sign these things into legislation, slavery continued long after, even unto this day, like the scriptures go into. And I want to get this really quick. Just bear with me, Akim. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. You see, they write grievousness and they prescribe it, so it comes from them. And this is a part of the grievousness, that's prescribed into these different laws, these different ordinances, these different decrees, these different holidays, man. Ultimately, they serve the purpose to destroy our people, man. This is not knowledge, Juneteenth is and was not, the marking of the end of slavery. You still have a birth certificate. You still have a social security number. You still pay taxes. You're still subject to fines and payments. As the scriptures are going to go into. It says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. And that's a main thing that Esau Edom does, is take away the right from the poor of the people, which are the Israelites. All right, he loves to take our rights away. And ultimately, he's done that in the past and even up until this day, man. All right, declaring us as what? 3/5 of a human being, not even an entire person according to his laws. All right, then he amends it, all right, and tailors it to so-called fit you Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes in his laws to be benefited, so-called. But then you're not, man. In reality, you're not. All right, you still have the stain and that curse of slavery. All right. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day, right? This day, man. All right. June 19th. We are yet this day in our captivity, right? So we're still here serving out our sentence in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. All right. As the scriptures read in the book of Deuteronomy, all right, the 28th chapter. Let me get it really quick. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 49. The Lord shall bring, I'm going to start at 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And that is Esau Edom. Who is Esau Edom, man? We are serving our enemies, pertaining to Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Yet this day in our captivity, wherever the Lord has scattered us, whether it be in the Americas, all right, where you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, the southern and the northern kingdom are oppressed together, whether it be across the four corners, all right, Jamaica, Rome, Italy, Suriname, the Virgin Islands, okay, wherever the Lord has scattered us, London, the UK, wherever the Lord has scattered us, all right, we're subject onto the curses of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. The Lord has directed his wrath onto us, the Israelites. That's the moral of the story. And ultimately, Juneteenth does not signify us, all right, being loose from the curses of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right, even though Esau Edom pushes this holiday, in reality, all right, we're still in slavery. We're still slaves. We have to pay taxes. Scriptures tell you, render unto Caesar what is his. And that was likened unto Yahweh's day, but it's also likened unto us paying taxes in spiritual Rome today. All right. So the scriptures say, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. Verse 49, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle. All right. The eagle was the American bird, man. All right. The eagle. All right. For its keen eyesight. All right. Its swiftness. Okay. Those are characteristics of an eagle, man. Bird's eye view. Swiftness. Keen thinking. All right. Cunning. Okay. That's America. And that's where the multitude ultimately, I'm going to just say a lot, all right? A lot of the elect are here in America. Lord will not be of that number. You have the elect of the house of Israel scattered across the four corners of the earth, right? Ezekiel 11 and 16, the Lord said we'll be a little sanctuary to wherever he has scattered us, all right? But many, all right, of the elect are here in America, waiting to be delivered by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So we are yet this day in our captivity. You wake up 4:35 in the morning, all right, and have to go to work to get your daily bread, to sustain in this society, all right, to stay afloat in the ministry, all right, and do well for the Lord, man, all right, and the brothers, your brothers, the church, all right. That's what we labor for, but we don't labor in vain. We know ultimately Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to give us a way out, and has given us a way out, right? Which is this ministry, all right? So let's go back to Baruch, okay? Because all Juneteenth promotes his so-called black culture, man, all right? Which is darkness, okay? Let me get that word black really quick, okay? Which is darkness, man. It says black from the online etymology. It says absolutely dark, absorbing all light of the color or suit of coal. It says absorbing all light, Salakia. You see? So the opposite of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is wickedness. It's transgression. It's ignorance. All right? And this society promotes ignorance is bliss. That's what the society promotes. So we are yet this day in our captivity, and this Juneteenth, this whole so-called Juneteenth celebration, man, it doesn't signify the house of Israel being loose from the curses of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. It's just another folly day, and another American day, man. All right, so it's Baruch 3:9. It says, O Salakia 8 again, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse. You see, we're a reproach on the planet Earth currently, man. We're not a joy or praise in the earth as of yet. All right, the Lord is going to make us a praise in the earth, but ultimately we're a reproach in the earth right now. We're looked at, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, we're looked at, no matter if you're in a top position or a bottom position, we're looked at as being the worst of the worst, man. Even though we're the Lord's chosen people in this society, we're looked at as being nothing, man. A reproach, a proverb, and a byword, man. That's what we're likened unto. Hence, so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. All right, it says, and to be subject to payments, which we are to this day. All right. Some brothers have payments that are due tomorrow, man. So we're still under the curses, okay? It says, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. So we're paying for our forefathers' actions, which were us, which were our actions in the reincarnation, man. And we're serving that sentence. The scriptures tell you what. Let me get this really quick. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 14. It says, the captive exile hasten it, that he may be loosed, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail. And that pit is hell, man. All right, in which we're in hell right now, which hell is a lower state. All right, a pit is low. So we're in this captivity right now, and we're asking Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to deliver us, man. So we've been likened on to what? Corporate slaves in this society. So once those shackles came off, now, all right, you're stamped with a birth certificate, all right? Social security number. You're labeled at birth, man. You're slapped with a price tag around your ankle, man. So it says a corporate slave refers to someone who doesn't receive benefits equal to or greater than the amount of work they put in. Haggai 1:6. Haggai 1:6. He that earneth wages earneth it to put it in a bag of holes. That is America in a nutshell. It says someone who doesn't receive benefits equal to or greater than the amount of work they put in. So you work a 9 to 5, but you still ultimately don't make ends meet at the end of the month. You don't have your necessities. That's a corporate slave. All right. You don't have everything that you need to survive, or you're barely making ends meet. That's corporate slavery. All right. That's likened onto the nation of Israel here in America, and where we've been scattered at, man. We're under the curses. All right. Jake get his daily bread, but ultimately we know this is not our rest, man. This society is not our rest. All right. At all. And here you have a quote from this guy. Let me get it really quick. Bear with me, Akim. And quote unquote, all right, Mayor Amskel, it says, let me issue and control a nation's money, and I care not who write the laws. It says, let me issue and control a nation's money, and I care not who writes the laws. You see? So money is the motive for these elites, man. All right? They're driven by the riches and the lust thereof, man, the power. All right? The scriptures tell you that he sitteth in the seat of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua as if he is the Most High, man. But it tells you in Isaiah the 14th chapter, all right, he's going to be brought down to the size of the pit. So Esau, Edom, all these snares that you have for our people, Juneteenth being one of them, okay, those snares are going to come back to bite you. It says what Juneteenth represents, all right. Let me go down. It says slavery did not end on Juneteenth. That's right, man. We are yet this day in our captivity. It says slavery did not end on Juneteenth. When Granger arrived in Galveston, there still existed around 250 slaves, and they were not all freed immediately or even soon, right? It was an illusion of freedom, all right, which Esau Edom presents to our people this day. Illusion of freedom. You're free. You can make your own choices. Well, you're doing it on my guidelines, my laws. And that's not to say break the laws. No, man, we're not going to be overrighteous to say go out and break the laws. No. All right? You be blameless in this society. The Lord's men are going to be blameless. But that is to say, educate yourself, man. All right? Educate means to basically draw out. Find out these things, man. All right? Don't just blindly celebrate these things because they're given to you as traditions in the society now, our holidays. It said it was not uncommon for slave owners unwilling to give up free labor to refuse to release their slaves until forced to in person by a representative of the government. So the government had to force you to release your slaves. So slavery went on way after that, even until, guess what, this day, man. We're here in a society this day paying different fines and payments, man. All right? And being subject to these different principalities, left-handed wickedness that govern this society, man. But ultimately, we give power, all right, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. All right, Lord willing, this message was edifying. I just wanted to get into it really quick, man. All right, just going into this whole Juneteenth holiday, and ultimately its history, and it doesn't mark the signification of, all right, the elect or the curses being lifted off of the nation of Israel, man. All right, it's just another day that Esau Edom puts in front of our people as a tradition and makes them celebrate it, man, or a part of so-called black culture, which is really death culture, man, which is really no light, no knowledge, man. All right, so behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. So let's go back to the book of Baruch, all right, chapter 3. Verse 9, it says, hear, Israel, the commandments of life, give ear to understand wisdom. How happened it to Israel that thou art in thine enemy's land? To this day we are in our enemy's land. The nation of Israel, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, you don't have an army, a military, all right? We have the host of heavenly angels, man, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, the unseen. But as far as in the society, we don't have any military, all right? The scriptures tell you no man shall buy you, okay? So ultimately we have the Lord to redeem us because we're in our enemy's land. It says that thou art waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead, that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. That's right, man. Our lives are but a shadow, all right? We're here in this captivity, suffering the afflictions in the flesh, all right? Waiting to be loosed from this pit, man, all right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, all right? Lord willing, this message was edifying. I'm going to say, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Sama Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, Yahweh, Ahud, Hero Israel, the Lord, our power is one Lord. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last seconds of time. Shalom.